What's going on, party people? My name is Solomon. I am an artist, and thus I go by Solomon the Artiste. This is day 2 of my fast. Now, I realize it can be a bit confusing. It confused me a bit yesterday as I rewatched my video. But basically what's happening is this. I wanted to start fasting on January 1st, but I didn't. So I started on the 2nd. So basically, whatever the date is of January during this 21-day fast, the previous number is the day of fast that I'm on. So today is the 4th, and so I am on my 3rd day of fasting. But it may get a bit more confusing because what I'm doing is each day that I record my video on, my fasting journey, I'm going to be speaking about the previous day. So right now, I'm speaking about my 2nd day of fasting, basically. All of that info is not necessary per se, but I just wanted to put it out there. So basically, I'm speaking on what went down yesterday during my fasting. I have to say, I'm really heavily surprised. I don't feel hungry. I haven't felt hungry during this fast so far, and I'm on the 3rd day. If I get tempted by anything, it's usually if I happen to be around food. And in this world, walking down the street, well, not in my neighborhood, but going further out into New York City, you walk down the street and there's a Burger King here, McDonald's here, there's a pizza place here, there's a vegan spot here, there's food, there's more food than anything else around. But I, nonetheless, even if I'm tempted, it's not because I get tempted. I don't get tempted, because I'm hungry. It's just I've realized it's a natural thing for me to just eat if I'm bored. That's something I've realized during this fast thus far. I often catch myself walking into the kitchen and opening the refrigerator and looking in, and I remember, oh yeah, that's right, I'm fasting, And it's just so hilarious and just funny and just crazy and all that madness. In any case, I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to speak on this specific thing that I'm going to speak on. I'm not really going to speak on it heavily. I'm just going to mention it because I feel that it's necessary if you're watching these videos with the intention of fasting. If you're basically doing what I did, I watched a lot of videos of other people who documented their water fasting journeys, and ironically, right before I started filming this journey, I came across one particular video. I don't remember the name of the guy. I'll probably insert it somewhere here if I remember to look it up while I'm editing this video. But he mentioned how he crapped himself. And I remember watching that video and thinking, how, Sway, And sure enough, I'm just sitting minding my business. I was just watching television and babysitting my niece, and in the freedom of my home, I just kind of leaned over to let one loose real quick, and I heard nothing. But I felt some liquid and I caught myself, fortunately. Granted, I had literally just drank about a half gallon of water to completion minutes before that. And I'm fasting, so there's nothing in my system. Whenever I do have to go to the restroom or anything like that, it's more than likely to pee, but if I do have to defecate, I'm trying to sound professional-esque, it's not much there. It's obviously it's like a, as Jamaicans, Caribbean folk will call it, it's more like a washout, So point is, that happened, and it's not as bad as I make it seem, but I will say I did end up having to change clothes. That's enough. So I'm only mentioning this because I want to be honest with this journey. You know, everyone else whose videos I watched, they were pretty honest. I'm sure, I mean, some people mentioned, you know, being careful in respect to bowel movements, and some videos are way more graphic than what I just said. They showed stuff, you know, I ain't doing that. But the point is, I just wanted to mention it because it happened. It's a part of the journey. And I understand that it's a part of the detoxification. Is that even the proper word, detoxification? Detoxifying experience. So yeah, I'm on the 3rd day right now. The time is, I think I mentioned earlier, today is the 4th, but the time is now 10:08. I woke up not too long ago. I actually have to I have a job interview basically via video, and so I wanted to try and shoot this as soon and as quick as possible so that I can have it out the way. I think it's really smart that I decided to do the videos like this, speak about the previous day on this day, because I have stuff to say by doing it this way. Also, I apologize for those of you who are tech and or sound savvy in respect to video. If yesterday's video bothered you in terms of sound, that was my fault. I completely forgot to put the microphone onto my camera, so I filmed with just a straight camera microphone, which I don't think sounded bad per se, but again, I know if you are tech savvy, sound savvy, it probably messed with your ear. You probably heard a lot of room noise, and I tried my best to subdue that with music that you hear underneath, which was produced by moi, just putting that out there. And so yeah, so far, like I said, I feel great. I feel lucid. I don't feel tired, exhausted. I sleep better, if anything. You know, like I do often toss and turn. I don't have the best back, and so I find that, I guess, you know, and I spoke about the inflammation coming out of my foot quite severely, but I find that it's happening throughout my entire body. You know, when I did the stretch yesterday and all of that, it was to say that, you know, I felt like such an ease and loosening of my joints and everything, and I think that's the case with my back also, because I've been able to sleep on my back more, you know, which is great. Technically not so great, because apparently I do snore, and so that in conjunction with the acid reflux is not the best thing, but I'm just basically saying it's been more comfortable to just lay flat and just sort of listen to my body, you know, listen to where the aches and pains are, listen to what's healing as I fast. I don't know if there's anything else to add. I've been drinking a lot. I do find that I don't have to drink as much water as I usually do. Anyone who knows me knows that I drink at least a gallon, but often upwards of 2 gallons of water a day. And that's helped me out a great deal, I think, in respect to acid reflux and such, but I think also I've probably just been dehydrated and didn't realize it because of the foods I've been eating. Even when I try to eat healthier, you know, it's common to still season your food well, because the healthier foods are not usually the best tasting foods, you know, so it's possible that I've just had a lot of salt, you know, intake, more than necessary. It's not just possible, it's the truth, and especially with the sugar, you know. I love sweets, I love chocolate, I love, you know, when I drank a lot of coffee, and so that definitely is dehydrating, and I drink my coffee with sugar, so, you know, it's just all bad is what I'm trying to say. And I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to go on this journey and better myself physically, mentally, spiritually, all that good stuff. I don't know if there's anything else that I need to say yet. My scale hasn't come in the mail as of yet, so I haven't been able to weigh myself, but I can tell just by looking in the mirror that there's some weight loss going on, which I'm excited for. And I'm considering whether or not I want to actually do some exercising while I'm fasting. It's like if I didn't have to prepare for these grad school auditions, I'd be more willing to do so, but I can't exert myself to that degree. You know, I'm already doing a lot by fasting basically 21 days before my audition, you know, and fasting while I'm trying to memorize my monologues and work on them and everything. But at the same time, thus far, like I said, I don't feel exerted, I don't feel exhausted, I don't feel hungry, I don't feel the things I normally felt when I did just a 3-day fast. You know, usually when I did the 3-day fast, I was just dying. I just like I was spiritually just filled and excited and just seeing and receiving things in a way that you just don't when you don't fast or are not a true and strong believer in Christ. But physically I was just downtrodden. But you know, also the Bible does say to not show that you are fasting. I used to misinterpret that as don't tell the world that you're fasting, which is why I was back and forth about doing this fasting video at all, these videos at all. But I've realized it's not so much about not telling people about that you're not fasting, but more so it's about not looking for people to praise you as someone who's denying themselves, you know, basically not to allow people to see you as greater than thou, or, you know, encouraging people to see you as such. And so, yeah, I don't have too much to say else. I spoke about, you know, the bathroom situation. I don't have any cravings. Like, it's not like I'm craving anything specific. When I was fasting the first 2, oh, that's another thing. I mentioned in the previous video that I've fasted only twice before, but I remember I fasted 3 times actually. I think subconsciously I may have just disregarded the second time I fasted because that time wasn't as spiritual as I needed it to be. And it was more, I think it was more of, because of that, it was more starvation than it was a fast. And that second time was the time that I jumped at the, what did I say I ate? That was the time I jumped at the pork chops. Yeah, so, and everything just went awry. So, yeah. I don't want to go any further. I've already rambled quite a bit. And like I said, the scale will be here, should be here today from what I understand. So I'll weigh myself and I'll be more inclusive with info on that note. I still haven't taken the body shots. I'll do that today actually. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. And I can't wait to see what happens next. Stay blessed.